The lights above Madison Square Garden burn like a constellation, and beneath them stand two men separated by destiny. The air trembles with anticipation, a championship night, a world watching. Wladimir Klitschko, the reigning monarch of the heavyweight division, enters the ring not as a man chasing glory, but as one defending a dynasty built on precision, patience, and power. His nickname, Dr. Steelhammer, is no exaggeration, it's a warning. Across the ring, Bryant Jennings, the Philadelphia challenger, breathes deep, his eyes full of purpose. This isn't a story of fear, it's a story of defiance. For Jennings, every drop of sweat, every hour in the gym, every moment of doubt led him here, under the lights before the legend. The crowd sways between cheers and awe. The national flags ripple, Ukraine's blue and yellow facing America's red, white, and blue. As the announcer's voice rolls through the arena, it feels like thunder announcing the arrival of history. The referee calls them in, gives his final words, and tells them to protect themselves at all times. They touch gloves, respect exchanged, war promised. The bell rings. The sound slices the silence, and in that instant, the world fades away. Only two men remain, the king and the challenger. The story begins. The early rounds unfold like a chessboard, where every move carries consequence. Klitschko extends his trademark jab, a weapon of geometry and control. Jennings circles, bounces, trying to find entry past the champion's reach. The sound of gloves popping against leather echoes like gunfire in a canyon. Klitschko's jab is more than a punch, it's a message. Each one says, "You will fight on my terms." Jennings, light on his feet, dips, moves his head, and fires to the body, hoping to slow the giant down. The crowd senses the rhythm. Jab, step, clinch, reset. Klitschko looks calm, as if he's rehearsing a familiar dance. Jennings looks like a storm waiting to break through the clouds. In moments, the challenger darts forward, lands to the ribs, and slips away before Klitschko's right hand can answer. The American crowd roars. They see a flicker of vulnerability, rare, precious, and human in the robotic dominance of Wladimir Klitschko. But the Ukrainian, composed and calculating, resets his stance and fires back, reclaiming order. This is what champions do. They absorb the chaos, then rewrite it in their own rhythm. By the third round, the garden has found its voice. Ukrainian fans wave flags, chanting the name of their champion, while American voices chant Jennings, Jennings, like a drumbeat of rebellion. Jennings, sensing energy, grows bolder. He feints, changes levels, and lands a crisp right hand over the top, his best shot so far. Klitschko's head snaps slightly, but his face remains expressionless, eyes cold and focused. There's a flicker of something in his stance now, maybe respect. The champion begins to retaliate, doubling up on his jab, stepping in behind his size, his experience. The ring feels smaller now. Jennings is forced to move more, pivoting on angles, slipping jabs, but eating the occasional straight right. The commentary rings in the background. Klitschko's control is clinical, but Jennings is here to fight. The rhythm of the fight tightens, a dance between discipline and desire. Klitschko throws less to destroy and more to dominate, to drain, to dictate. His arms, massive, heavy, become walls around the challenger. He clinches, leans, and grinds Jennings down. But every time they break, Jennings lifts his chin, gloves high, eyes unbroken. The middle rounds are where legends earn their pay. Jennings refuses to be a name in Klitschko's record. He starts moving his head more aggressively, firing quick hooks to the body, doubling up with combinations that flash between openings. Klitschko's jab keeps him honest, but Jennings finds brief success with movement, darting in, touching, then escaping. Still, every time he dares to exchange, Klitschko reminds him why he's king. That right hand, precise and punishing, crashes through the guard. The sound echoes across the garden, and for a moment, you can feel the history behind that punch. The same hand that broke men, silenced critics, and ruled a generation. Yet, Bryant Jennings keeps walking forward. Every second, every punch is his way of saying, "You will not walk through me." Sweat glistens on both men. The air grows heavy, the crowd tense. Each round feels like a war of will, the seasoned general versus the fearless soldier. Round 6. The fight reaches a boiling point. Klitschko plants his feet and fires a thunderous right hand that jolts Jennings' head back. Gasps ripple through the crowd. Jennings stumbles but steadies himself, his pride refusing to yield. The champion closes in, throwing combinations, trying to end the suspense, but Jennings clinches, ducks, survives. The bell rings and the crowd erupts, half in fear, half in admiration. Klitschko's control is unmistakable, yet Jennings' courage is undeniable. In the corner, Klitschko's trainer urges him to keep his composure, to stick to the plan. Across the ring, Jennings' corner yells for more activity, more risk. "You've got to let them hands go, baby," they shout. The challenger nods, breathing heavy but eyes alive. As the camera pans over both corners, you see the contrast. The calm of a champion who's been here 100 times, and the fire of a man who's never been here before but refuses to leave quietly. Rounds 7 through 9, a masterclass of control meets the defiance of youth. Klitschko tightens the distance, relying on his jab and experience to dictate the fight. Jennings, smaller but faster, finds moments to explode, landing shots that earn the crowd's respect, but not enough to sway the tide. Each exchange tells the same story. Klitschko, unshaken, methodical, and Jennings, determined but outmatched by sheer physical dominance. Still, the challenger's movement and energy keep him in the fight. He frustrates the champion, slipping shots, forcing him to hold. The referee warns Klitschko, no more clinching. The crowd roars at the tension. Even Klitschko, the picture of discipline, looks mildly irritated. But that's his brilliance. He absorbs emotion and turns it into precision. When the bell rings at the end of the 9th, Jennings walks back with his gloves high, sweat dripping, a small smile on his face. He's still standing. That alone feels like victory. As round 10 begins, the energy inside the arena is electric. Jennings presses forward, knowing time is running out. He jabs to the body, sneaks in a left hook upstairs, and for a moment, Klitschko's rhythm falters. The crowd senses it, a shimmer of possibility. But then, like a machine recalibrating, Klitschko fires back. A stiff jab, another. A clean right hand follows. Textbook perfection. Jennings backs off, nodding, acknowledging the shot, but not retreating. The commentary notes the subtle fatigue, the difference between championship endurance and contender's energy. Klitschko begins to move smoother, more confident, his dominance reestablished. Yet Jennings continues to fight back, his punches thrown not from strategy now, but from sheer will. The respect between them grows with every second. The fight isn't about destruction anymore. It's about endurance, about pride, about two men refusing to break under the lights of history. Round 11, and the referee finally deducts a point from Klitschko for excessive holding. The crowd erupts again, sensing drama. Jennings smirks, sensing the shift, and charges forward with renewed aggression. He lands to the body, forces Klitschko backward, the champion showing flashes of humanity beneath the armor. But Klitschko's experience is too deep, his composure too firm. He reestablishes his distance, uses the jab to control, and sneaks in another right hand that snaps Jennings' head. The sound is sharp, not devastating, but commanding. This is how Klitschko has ruled, not by chaos, but by order. He doesn't need wild knockouts to prove dominance. His discipline is his power. Still, Jennings doesn't fold. The bell rings, and both men stare across the ring, Breathing hard, eyes locked, respect now replaces rivalry. Jennings may not win the fight, but he's earned a place in the conversation of heart, courage, and spirit. The 12th and final round. The arena stands. Klitschko knows he's ahead. Jennings knows this is his last chance to write his name into the story. He charges in, throwing punches, daring Klitschko to trade. For the first time all night, the champion meets him in the middle. They exchange sharp jabs, short hooks, sweat spraying through the lights. The crowd roars as both men dig deep. Jennings refuses to back down, even as Klitschko's power presses against him like a tide. The bell nears. The referee watches closely. Klitschko finishes strong, landing a heavy combination in the closing seconds. Jennings absorbs it, stays upright, and the bell rings. The fighters step back, touch gloves again, and share a moment, a silent acknowledgement of mutual respect. They've given everything, not just fists, but spirit. As the decision is read, the lights dim slightly. The crowd hushes. All three judges score the bout for the winner by unanimous decision, and still the unified heavyweight champion of the world, Dr. Steelhammer Wladimir Klitschko. The garden erupts. Klitschko raises his gloves, calm, almost serene. It's another night in the office for a legend. Another defense, another statement of control. But the real story is etched in both men's faces. Jennings, bruised but proud, receives cheers of his own. He went 12 rounds with one of the most dominant heavyweights of his era and stood tall until the end. Klitschko leaves the ring, still the king, his reign extended, his legend untarnished. Jennings leaves as something more, proof that courage can shine even in defeat. The night ends not with animosity, but with honor. Two warriors, one ring, one unforgettable night at Madison Square Garden, the place where dreams are tested and legends endure.